Hello there YouTube, it's your Bobby3 back with another kicking action figure review. Today we are looking at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse. Batman Beyond versus Justice Lord Superman 2-pack. I got this on like a lightning sale on Amazon for like a little over 18 bucks, which is an insane steal. I really did want it, mostly for the Justice Lord Superman. I've watched Batman Beyond all the way through in the movie, and I have also watched all of the like Bruce Timm, DCAU, Dwayne McDuffie, Justice League Unlimited stuff on repeat. It's one of my favorite shows ever. So I had to have Justice Lord Superman. I believe this 2-pack is from the Batman Beyond 2.0 comic, which is in continuity with the DCAU, but came out alongside New 52 stuff. I don't know if they were still putting New 52 on the book banner then, but I think that was the time of this. And I didn't read that comic. I want to, because specifically of the Justice Lords, the like fascist Justice League that thinks they're protecting people, but they aren't. Anyway, I believe this is like a kryptonite armor. Batman Beyond dons to defeat him. So I don't know anything about this Batman Beyond armor, but Justice Lord Superman is Justice Lord Superman. Let me get these guys out of the way, and I'll show you some accessories. Comes with this kind of backdrop so that you can display them in front of these. That really looks more like a DC Rebirth Batman Beyond, to be honest. But it's cool art, and they look good together. So you can put them on the stand and have them standing in front of their individual portraits, or you can flip it over and kind of have like a Batcave thing going on. Nice little Batcave backdrop, which is neat. And then they have this big stand, and you can see there's like a line in the back of the stand where this goes, so that you can stand it up however you want. And don't you just love how the rocks are completely different? Amazing. Wow, and that tech doesn't line up either. Interesting, interesting. But I don't really care because I'm not going to display with this anyway, but you might care. Though of course it doesn't matter if you display this side. There's a peg on each side of them right here. And it's a good looking stand. You know, I actually think it's painted and stuff pretty well. I think it looks good. But I'm probably not going to use it, just because it's going to take up a lot of room. Then you also get the trading cards, and they have the same, backdrops, images. I still think that photo is very rebirthy, but maybe it was in 2.0, because once again, I didn't read 2.0. And then you'll have the data files on the back. I like action figures that come with trading cards. I'm a big trading card collector as well. But, you know, eventually one day, it might just be best to not have trading cards and maybe do better on accessories. That being said, accessories for these figures actually aren't bad at all. You also have 2 regular stands. This does feel almost like a waste. I mean, it's a good option, because these I might use, but I'm definitely not going to use that big one. But then there's another part of me that's like, it's not like I can use them all at once unless I put these on different figures, but I'd want it to be DC, because it says DC on the stand and I'm a picky little turd. It's okay. It's a minor complaint. At least they're giving us stuff. Now, Superman and Batman each come with very cool accessories. So Terry has these like holding hands, but they're like gun-holding trigger finger hands. And the thing that he comes with to hold are these batarangs, which look far more like birds. They look like swallows. And he doesn't hold them super well. Like, it's really awkward to hold them in these hands. You can kind of maybe put it under the trigger finger, and that's okay. But that's not going to stay in there, probably. Unless it does, and I'm proven completely wrong. But, I mean, if he falls... Yep, there it goes. So if he falls off the shelf, that's just going to be gone. Cool to have him, though. I wish they would do, like... what was it, the DC Collectibles Designer Series? Greg Capullo Batman had a hand that was just built specifically to hold batarangs. Much more interesting. So since he doesn't really have a gun, because he's Batman, I'm probably going to display him with these cool claw hands that are slightly different, which is good. They won't just be mirror images of each other. So I'll be displaying him with my claw hands, since I won't just be displaying him with batarangs. And then Superman Has two punchy punch hands, and then these kind of open grabby hands, which are, of course, very evil looking. Since he's a Superman, I'll just leave him with his punchy punch hands. They're good though. I've gotten a lot of McFarlane figures whose swappable hands like weren't all the same size. Like King Shazam, I think, was a big offender in that regard. But this guy's hands actually seem to match each other, and so do Batman. So that's good. Very good. And since I'm holding Superman right now, let's do his articulation first. You know, you got up and down on the head, side to side, bit of a wobble. You know, nice movement in the arms, also up and down, rotation, bicep, double elbow bend, forward and back on the wrist, rotation there. Got a lot of torso movement and waist movement. In and out, forward and back on the legs, thanks to the rubber bussy covering. Still no thigh swivel, but we have a double knee bend. And then you can kind of turn this joint in the feet up and down as well. And there's kind of like an ankle pivot. And then also the toe beans articulate. And that's Superman's articulation. Now we'll move on to Batman's. So Batman's is going to be a little different, mostly because of the wings. So you see the wings are on this kind of ratchet dial. So they can go up and down. Can they come out? I don't think so. I don't think they pop out. Not like, because the Hellbat armor's wings popped out. That's why I was thinking they might. But, and that's good movement, but I wish they went forward and back like that. Like, yeah, it can do that, but I can't pose them like that. But I wish they could do that forward and back, articulation-wise, and not just, you know, bendy-wise. Still, though, that's not bad. They're just sitting in there. You've got a wobble on the head, full rotation, up and down, really a lot of movement there on the head. In and out on the arms. You know, there's movement within there. Very cool, up and down. The wings can hinder, but it does have full movement. Okay, then a lot of torso and waist, just like Superman. Mine has a really tight waist, but it's fine. In and out, forward, back, because of the rubber bussy. Double knee, up and down on the feet, even though the joint shows a lot. Ankle pivot, toe beans on his little Wicked Witch toes. Very cool. Now, detail and paint-wise, Batman Beyond is pretty straightforward. They didn't try to do like a glow effect or anything. They just straight up made it green, which is nice. You know, the bat symbol is like a individual sculpted piece that was painted and then stuck in to kind of avoid any, you know, rough painting mistakes. But the lines are all really clean on him and stuff. He looks pretty good. He is a good-looking figure. There are these green lines here that don't go all the way around. I don't know if they're supposed to go all the way around, but they kind of look like they're supposed to go all the way around and just don't, which is odd. Oh well, and I can't... The thing is, since they give us a picture of a standard kind of Batman Beyond, I can't really compare them now that I'm thinking about it. Oh well. I don't want to look up anything from the comic. I don't want any spoilers. But yeah, he's good looking. Could use some of that green on the back. I think the back looks very bland. You have all this green on the front and then nothing on the back. That's bad. If this was like a little kid's toy, that wouldn't bother me at all. But this is an adult collectible. And I feel like there probably should be some green here on the back, right? At least on the same parts of the wings that have green on the front. Maybe around here. I don't know, it feels like he's missing green. For sure. Then if we move on to Superman, they used one of their bigger, bulkier Superman molds. The best Superman mold I think they've done is really, I think it was actually the Black Adam Page Punchers one. They've reused it a couple times. I think they reused it on the Vampire Superman, and then they released that Smiling Happy Superman that I really want. But this is not a new Superman mold, and the way you can really tell is the boots. You see that there's a different border on the boots than the one they painted, and it looks fucking terrible. They should have used a different piece here. Just a smooth piece that had painted white lines, wouldn't have complained. Raised white lines would have been better, but still, that's not... They just repainted a part that's clearly supposed to be completely different. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera since it is black and white, but like that kind of zigzag, that's terrible. That's lazy. That's really, really fucking lazy. I don't mind it here where it's like flat because it's not over anything. It's a little raised in the image of him, but that's fine. And then these are very raised in the image. They're like really big cuffs. And I don't super mind that, but that would look better. And it wouldn't be hard to do. It would just take a little more time and effort, maybe a pinch more money, but it would be worth it. And that's clearly like a previous cuff that's been painted and then just a white line down there. That I can live with. This I cannot. That's terrible. That is really bad. Oh well, at least the House of L symbol looks good. I really like this cape sculpt. I'm a fan of cloth capes, but I've seen that a lot of people aren't, which actually really surprised me that a lot of people aren't fan of cloth capes. I'm the kind that can take it or leave it. For me, it just depends on how good the plastic cape is. This is a really cool sculpt for a cape. I really dig how it comes up over here. Like it's definitely flowing while he's flying. It's a really good looking cape. Very nice. And I like the head sculpt too. You know, he's an evil Superman, which means of course he has to have heat vision charging eyes. That's the only way you can do it. And it's not just white all the way up, it does go with his skin. It's a great head sculpt. He's kind of got these strong like cheekbones that are very commanding, but not friendly. And this very furrowed brow. You know, he's an older Superman, decades older. So even Superman's going a little gray. Pretty cool. And this is specifically the Batman Beyond Justice Lord Superman, because the regular Justice Lord Superman wouldn't have the gray. That's specific to the Batman Beyond one. So yeah, that's very cool. I mean, he's passable. This is unacceptable down here. This I can live with. This doesn't bother me at all. This I can live with. Unacceptable. Great head and cape, though. And then I can live with this, but I don't like it. The front's great, though. So, now let's get into size comparisons. Here they are with another figure in their scale. It is the Batman Arkham Origins Rocksteady video game Batman figure from DC Direct, DC Collectibles, which McFarlane I think now is in charge of, but they did disappear for a while. And this is a non-McFarlane one. And, I mean, I guess it's okay. They're the same scale technically, but I think he looks good with the Superman. I don't know if he looks great with the Terry. He just makes the Terry look so gaunt and thin here. Also, Terry's taller. So I think he works better with the Superman than the Batman Beyond, sadly. Here they are with a Mattel figure who's in a slightly smaller scale, but a lot of people still have these, even though Mattel isn't making them anymore. It is the Mattel DC Comics Multiverse Jim Gordon Batman from the end of the New 52, leading into the Rebirth era. And he is too small, just straight up. But McFarlane made their own version, and there is a platinum one that's purple, which I think looks really cool. So if you want this Batman with Terry McGinnis or Justice Lord Superman, McFarlane has done one now. And last but not least, here is the last figure for size comparisons today. It is Blight. He is, of course, Batman Beyond's arch villain. You know, spoilers, killed Terry's dad. I mean, we kind of know that from the very beginning of Batman Beyond, pretty much. But yeah, this is the Atomic Edition version of the figure, which I have reviewed. I've also reviewed that Jim Gordon Batman and Arkham Origins Batman, I believe. So you can check those out. But yeah, I think he goes great with this. He has a big, like, outer exosuit because he's like a toxic radiation boy or whatever. So he has this big suit, which makes him really bulky. And also, he's a little tall because of the flames on his head and the big jar that he keeps his skull in. But, well, I mean, he's a skeleton. He's not a skull. He's not really a skeleton. You know what? Whatever. But he is a Batman Beyond character from the same toy line. Same scale. I think they look great together, in all honesty. So what are my final thoughts on the Kryptonite Armor Batman Beyond versus Justice Lord Superman 2-pack from McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. It's it's whatever. Like, it's okay. I mean, I have my Justice Lord Superman in my collection finally, and I just like Bruce Timm's kind of animation style and stuff. It's all cool and whatnot. You know, it's an iconic look. But it doesn't really go well with the rest of my collection, you know? I prefer it when I can just kind of swap my figures in and out, you know? Like that Rocksteady Batman I showed earlier. He actually slides in quite well with a lot of my non-Rocksteady figures. Slides right in with a lot of them in that scale. And I'm glad I have a Superman that does that. I believe this is the first figure of Batman Beyond in this, like, kryptonite suit, which is really cool. It's a cool look. Wish it was painted better on the back. I wish they painted Superman better. Some original parts for him would have been good, especially down here and up here, maybe. Just a slight raising on the bussy covering, and they could have painted it. It's fine. I mean, he's got a great head sculpt, and the paint is clean. He's got a really cool cape. It's kind of lazy. It just seems like it's something that they were able to easily and quickly crank out. The main buying option here is that it's just versions of characters we don't get a lot. So if you're a big fan of the DCAU and Batman Beyond, then you'll probably want this. I'm very glad I got it for about $19 on Amazon during a crazy limited time sale, because like the full 50-something for this is not worth it to me. If I would have paid full price for this, I would be much more disappointed than I am. I would still be happy to have the Justice Lord Superman, but if I'd paid full price for this, I might even just sell the Batman Beyond, because I'd be like, I need some of that money back, this wasn't worth it. But since I did pay a really, really, really excellent price for it, like that would have been a good price for just one of them single, honestly. Then I'll keep them both. You know, when I read Batman 2.0, it's a win, not an if. Maybe I'll really like this armor. Maybe I'll really like this story arc. You know? Plus, I just love Justice Lord Superman. I mean, just having a Justice Lord Superman in my collection is really good enough for me. That makes me very happy. But it's still an asset. But that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. I'll be seeing you all next time. Bye for now.